José Antonio La Torre from Estrellas 2015 in this podcast of January 17 in our program of 3 p.m. on Friday. Well, we are here with a person always trying to do positive message here, and it's from Texas. Dalton, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for having me on.
It's a pleasure. Welcome to Mexico and welcome to our podcast. First of all, we want to know about you. How's your work to present to the people, like a little presentation for the people that is hearing this podcast.
Sure. So, I'm 32. I'm a dad. I work full time. I have what most people would say is a busy schedule. But I've always made time for my health and fitness since I was about 17. So since high school. And the message I try to share is through Instagram, and I try to be very authentic. And just sharing, what I do, what works for me. I don't even claim to be an expert. I just share my experience and my results. And, I'm just a pretty laid back guy that loves fitness.
Tell us about what was the first moment that you started having a like to the exercise, doing exercise, and say, oh, I like this, and I'm gonna start doing this.
hmm So, that happened when I was about 17 in high school. And as a 17-year-old, I got into it because I was a skateboarder before for like many years, and I was like really skinny, and honestly, I wanted to impress girls, so I still
Right.
working out. I know that's a really immature reason, but that is what kind of got me into it. And my dad worked out growing up, and he was an influence, and told me, when I got to a certain age, I could start, picking that up as a hobby, and so I started going to the gym, and eventually my reasons for working out and getting into actual health changed. But yeah, initially I wanted to put on some size. I wanted to try to impress girls. I wasn't very confident in myself. So yeah, that's kind of what got me into it.
So always you start with the sports. You do not exercise really, but you like sports.
Yeah, to some degree. I did play soccer for a while. I was in track. I was in cross country. So I did play some sports. Yes.
Okay. Tell us about a little bit of your discipline because there are different routines. And well, each day you are flexing different muscles. But how is your day or your routine, normal routine for you, for doing exercise in hours, in all those things in routines?
Okay, so honestly, the total amount of time I put in every week is probably about 4 hours per week. Um, a lot of people do, you hear the term like bro split, which is like you do arms one day, you do legs one day, you do back one day. I actually don't do that. A lot of the times I do full body, and it's like, basically every other day. Um, the reason I do this is because I do feel, one, it's time efficient. Like if you look at it throughout the week, it's more time efficient. Because we have other things in life. I don't want to devote my entire life, all my time to this, right? So I've done this as a way to make it more sustainable long term. Instead of saying I got to go to the gym, 6 days a week for 2 hours at a time, that's a lot harder. And we're all busy. We all have things. We all have other obligations. We have jobs. We have kids.
Yes.
We have other things going on. So I like to do, 4 times a week, full body most of the time. I always come back to that because again, it's very time efficient. If something comes up in my schedule that I wasn't prepared for, it's not like, oh, I missed my back day because
Yes.
this screwed off. I missed my leg day. That doesn't happen because I already hit full body, and I can take a rest day tomorrow, and if something comes up, cool, I've already hit everything a little bit. So
So your routine is going. You see your activities and you see when you can